Guys, welcome back to Photographics Academy. All right, so today we're going to be working on this particular image and we're going to be placing her right onto this backdrop. I'm really excited how it's going to really come out because I know it's going to be really fine. So during the course of the video, we'll be finding out different techniques we can use to actually do the background. We can decide to go our regular way. We can also decide to go a different way, but I'm sure you're going to really love it. So without wasting much of your time, let's quickly get started. The first thing I'm going to do on the image is going to be the sizing, right? So this is quite too large for the background we want to put it on, so we're going to definitely crop, having in mind where we want to put the image in. Then I'll use my marquee tool and just make a selection of the edges so I can just quickly fill it up like this, content aware, and wait for it. Boom. So once that is done, we are almost halfway done. Don't mind, we are not halfway done. So the next thing we need to do is to make a selection of our object. Very important. So we just make a selection, right? Once the selection is made, right click and go to select inverse. So the reason I always do this is to make sure that my selection is perfect. So looking at it now, you'll see a lot of areas that we still need to touch. So we're just going to quickly modify the selection. I'm using my pick selection tool. You can as well use your lasso tool, whatever tool that will allow you minor selection. So to minor selection in Photoshop, you just have to hold alternate. While using the tool to add, you hold shift. So as I'm moving now, I'm holding my alternate. So because of this area that I want to add, I'm going to hold my shift like this. Do the same thing for here. Just like that. Okay, so for the shoe area, we're noticing we need to hold our shift and add that area to it. Okay, so once that area is added, I think we are good to go. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a duplicate. Then I'm going to create a mask. So maybe like 3 duplicates. Then create a mask for the first one. Press Ctrl-I to invert the mask. So now we'll have our object selected. If I hold my alternate and click on the eye, you will notice that I just have my object right there. I'm going to tell you the reason why we use this technique and not our regular layer via cut during the course of the video. I'm going to show you why we are going this route. So now, after doing that, the next thing I want to do is I want to remove her entirely from this background because I want the background to be on its own. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my control, stay on my background, then click on this mask to reload a selection, right? So now I have my object reselected. Then I'm going to go to select, go to my modify, and expand that selection by like 15. Why? Because I want to fill her up, and if I don't expand it, it's going to leave traces of her edge right there. Okay, so you need to do this expanding to make sure that when you fill up, right click, fill, content aware, it's going to take every single thing out, no pixels left. Now we'll have that gone. If I turn my main object layer off, you will notice we'll have an empty background. If I turn it on, you will notice we still have our background with our shadows clearly intact. Now we are halfway done. The next thing I'm going to do, of course, this is optional. You can decide to blur this out to make it clean, right? But even if you don't, it wouldn't be a problem. But let's just blur it because of masking purposes later. So just blur it out, right? Blur it out. We're not going to be working with blend modes as we all know, not as we used to, but we're going to work with blend modes. So now I'm going to bring in my background. So I will unlock it, confirm the size, good. Then use my move tool and drop it over my object right here in the middle. So once I drop it, I'll just make sure I use my scale and scale it in. Place it right here. Okay, press enter. Now we'll have few things to work on. So I think my object needs to come down a little bit more. Scale this in a little bit more. Okay, right one. So now we'll have few things to fix. We'll have the lightening to take care of, and we'll have our shadow to restore. So regular way we would have always done it is to change the blend mode of this to overlay, and that will bring us closer to a final result. But the issue with this is that sometimes it takes away the contrast of your background, which I will not want to use. So I'm going to return it back to what it was looking like, which is my normal. Then start working from there. So I'm going to darken the background down a little using my curves right here. Just bring it down a little bit. So the reason I just did this particular move now is so that I will make sure my attention is on the object. Now it's time for our shadow. How do we bring back our shadow? Now remember that if we turn this off and turn this off, we'll have our shadow right there. Right, but we do not want to just use mask on this, because if we use mask on this background, we are going to lose the background on the floor. So what do? Very simple. We make double duplicate of the background. So press Ctrl J and off this one. Now for this particular one, you can change to multiply, you can change to overlay, because if you change to overlay and turn this off, we'll have your shadows back. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to create a mask for this area and just use that mask to restore my shadows. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm noticing we'll still have another shadow. I'm noticing we'll still have another shadow running through here. So what I'm going to do is I'm also going to paint through there. So once these shadows are restored, right, we'll check out for other areas. So I'm noticing that tiny shadow that we also need to bring back here, but I think it's actually really good. So now once we are done, I'm going to turn this back on. But if I turn this back on, we get our original background back, but we've lost the floor. So I'm going to create a mask for it right there on the floor and just get that particular area back. We don't need to restore the lightening, these highlights going on here. All we just need is the shadows, right? So those same areas we painted initially, giving us back the shadows, you just paint them again. And this is how you do it. Now, let me try to explain exactly what I did. I use this particular layer down here to bring our shadows back, right? Then use this particular layer up here to maintain the originality of my background. So with these two of them combined, we have a very clean background, but we'll have an issue. So if we come close, you'll notice that because of the lightness we dropped, we're having a lot of fringes at the edge. So what do? Very simple. Stay on the mask, right? Go to your smudge. Yeah, your smudge tool. Stay on the mask, right? Then at the edges right here, just push them in. Stay on the mask. You can actually increase the strength to make it faster. Like this. Just push them in. Sorry, don't push too much so you don't bring the other end out. So just take your time and do this as much as you need to do on your objects. Just like that. Also go through and check other areas. So just keep going like this across your whole image. And this needs to come down a little bit about how. So just take your time, go around the whole image and get that particular area done. So the last thing we're going to do is to introduce a color lookup table or a global color grading or even a lot, whatever it is we want to use, we introduce it now. So I'm going to first of all try the color lookup tables I have here. If they are cool, then work with it. This is actually really beautiful. If we bring this down like this, I actually love the result I get. But let's move around and see how other colors appreciate what we have done. I love the way this is looking so subtle, but let's keep going. Oh, this is so beautiful. So I think I'm going to stick with this because it complements practically everything that we did. Bring it down a little bit more. So once I'm done doing that, the next thing I'm going to do is to press Ctrl Shift Alternate E to create a stamp visible layer. Then go to my filter and come my camera raw filter. You know I always do this, right? Then right inside my camera raw filter, I can now decide to warm up a little bit. Where is my color? Okay, we should see that in our visit. color. Okay, was looking for this right here. So just warm it up a little bit like that. Then for my effect, a little bit of vignetting, just very tiny bit of it. Just very tiny bit of it, and maybe some greens or a little bit of the magenta. So I think I like the greens. Then let me touch the highlights a little bit, my lightning, and maybe darken my shadows a little bit for contrast. And we are good to go. This is how we do it. So the next time I want to do is to crop to make my image bolder. So I'm going to match this up like this. Then with my crop tool, just tilt it over, bring it down, press OK. Nice one. I think I tilted too much. Tilt it over, bring it down. We are good. So let me create a snapshot so that you see exactly what we worked with. So this is the image before we got started. That should be in our open. This is the image where we got started, and this is the final result down here. Look at that. The before and the after. Thank you so much for watching this amazing video. If you are interested in getting this background, of course, we're actually going to make it available in our Telegram community. So just comment that you want it in the comment section, or go to the description of the video. You will see our Telegram community link right there. Click on it and download this background and numerous other more that we've been dropping here for free for you. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel till now, and you are seeing those videos, it simply means that you get value for what we offer. So please make sure you subscribe to the channel, so every single time we drop new values, you will be part of the first persons to see it, and to be able to see that, turn on your notification bell when you subscribe so that you don't miss out on any video that will bring you. Thank you so much for watching. See you on the next one.